good afternoon, everyone.
Okay, good afternoon.
Welcome to Monkchat Live, where you can chat with Monk online.
Yes,
Because people now stay at home,
that's
so
right.
we Monk also stay at the temple. But anyway, that is not a problem. We still can learn and get to know each other through the social media with uh, live. Today, Monk Chat live, we uh, mm, have this live in order to have a conversation,
Yes,
sharing and discuss in thing in general and simply about Buddhism and anything that you want to know about Buddhism or thing in general, any topic that you want to discuss with Buddhist monk, you can come and follow our life and to have a discussion and share. Uh,
okay. So, not just only in the Buddhist life or the Buddha's teaching, but you can ask any questions that during with the Buddhist monk in Thailand or even the current situation. Just feel free to chat with monk and please feel free to comment below, down below, and we are very pleased to answer all your questions. And in case that we cannot answer your question today, but we will bring this topic to think about it, to search more, to learn more, and share to you maybe next week or maybe you write on our Facebook page.
Yeah, and this is a second time.
Yes.
I think so. Last week, on Monday last week, we had our first live Monkchat
Yeah.
live, and this is the second time.
I couldn't imagine for the last week live. I was very excited, and yeah, sometimes I um I scared as well to answer the questions because we didn't prepare ourselves well. But for this episode, we did our best to answer all your questions. Okay, and today you are with me. My name is Sivon, and yeah, our partner is here.
Yeah, I am some Boon. You can call me Boon, and actually, I am a Monkchat member, and have been uh, to Monkchat for almost 4 years actually.
4 years.
4 year
Such a long time.
next month. I think that for those who are watching, I think some of you are familiar with us, or maybe
That's right.
you might see both of us at Monkchat because I personally love Monkchat, and oftentimes when I have free time, I always came to Monkchat to practice my English and chat with foreigners and simply uh, sharing the with people, uh, exchange the knowledge about the thing in general and simply about Buddhism.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we both working in Monkchat as a volunteer. So we don't work for money. And even today as well, we come by our hearts because we want to share about the Buddha's teaching or what we have learned for such long times. So we didn't call ourselves the expertist. We call ourselves learners. We always learn. We always curious about the life, the Buddha's teaching, or whatever that can enhance us to the better future, the better person. This is what we really want to do and help people.
Okay, so I think there are more people are coming in, I guess. So maybe let's say hi to Uh,
Okay, so right now we have 14 audiences. And so welcome to our Monkchat Live. We are very happy to have you here with us. And thank you very much for your coming. If you are here with us, please say hello. Okay, yeah. Yeah. So for today's topic, is very interesting. As we have talked last week, it's about working area, and I think many people in this current situation, they also curious what they are going to do next, and yeah, and it would be great that we bring this topic to talk about it today. Mm. Yeah. So for the topic today is about how to enjoy with your working.
mm,
I think many people also curious about it. How can I enjoy with my working? And sometimes I get unhappy. Sometimes I get depression. When I go to work, I feel bored. I don't like it. So how can we work happily in the working area?
mm.
So, Simone, would you like to share something about the working or how to work happily?
Yeah, so I guess most of the people today, I think you maybe were watching. I think you work. We have what to say? They work from home,
Yes.
and so most of the people stay at home and work, still do their work. So how to today topic is going to be about how to work uh, happily in this very situation. So that's why we have prepared about the teaching in Buddhism and the what is mentioned in many workplace, that is work for those who want to stay productive, not to how to say, let the time only pass, and waste your time. So that's why today we're going to be talk about the how to work, uh, how to work or do your job happily. Yeah. So uh, I think when we have to change our ways of working or way of living, I think some people uh, uh, may be stressed out.
Yes.
Because of the changing. So I think every changing need the effort and understanding in order to have a new normal. They call new normal. So because the situation that we're facing now today is quite new,
Yes.
So many people are not really find themselves that staying at home.
Get used to.
Yes, it's something very strange and straight out. But many people find that they have never experienced like this kind of feeling before. Like some people love their house much more than in the past because they have time to to live with their family, to live with their relative in the family. So today we're going to talk about the when the situation and changing. So how can we adapt ourselves in order to live, still remain the a life balance and not to be like stressed or follow the situation too much. So that's why today we come up with the many
Very challenging topic.
different Buddhist teaching and take tips how to work happily and enjoy with your work.
Okay. Yes. So, I, to me personally, I think this time is about how to adapt oneself in the current situation. Yes. Nobody wanted to happen, even the monks as well. And and how and I'm curious. So how can we enjoy our working in um, in the situation that nobody expected like this? So how do you think about it?
Uh, I personally really like a word of the word of Buddha. Buddha, he is a well-known monk, Thai Buddhist monk in Theravada Buddhism. So he mentioned about the job or work. He said that if we uh, get the job for the money, we have to wait until we get the money, and we are happy. But if we do that kind of job for the job, do the job for the job, like you what how to say and when you work for really for that work, it's not for like something else or for the money. So if you do the work for your work, the money will follow.
The money will follow.
So that's why you don't have to worry about the money, but focus on the work that you're doing. Your work for the work. Yeah. So if you are able to think in this way, you will be able to happily work uh, without stress. But if you like uh, worry or pay attention only about the money, I work for money, but you don't really enjoy the work that you are doing. So during your working, a lot of like stress, but at the end maybe you may be happy, but that kind of happiness is not stay very long.
Yes.
And so that's why if you're not able to work uh, the moment that you're working happily, and that is not the right way, it's the right job for you.
Yes.
So that's why when you do any work, do it for your work, not for money. And this is what the Buddha mentioned in his word about work or doing job or their career.
So, so what I understand about your talking is like it's about the goal, right? The goal, how we set final goal, and so if we carefully thinking or if we think carefully, we can see that the differences between um, money and work. So if we set our goal, I work for money. It's like we are running, we are following the money. But finally, money is not the end of everything. But if we work for enjoying, that is, even though we might get a lot of money, but we still enjoy what we are doing. So anyway, whatever whatever work or what kind of work that we are doing, it must go along with each other.
Yeah.
The first one is we have to look for what we really passionate about, what we really like to do most, and of course, once you enjoy it and you keep doing, of course, the money will follow your work. So yeah, I totally agree with this topic.
Yeah. So if you have any idea, if you have any question, about the work and how to work happily, you can share your idea and give an advice uh, to people who are watching, or for those who don't know how to work happily, you can leave your comments on the uh, chat.
Yes.
So yeah, so I think we human, we need like a basic need. We need food. We need
For things, right?
yeah, for basic needs
Mm.
like shelter, food, medicine, and clothes.
Yes.
This is the four main um, basic need.
Mm.
And I think uh, the other one that I think is not uh, also important equally as four basic needs is work.
Work.
So without we human, work and life must go together.
Work and life must
Uh-huh.
go together.
So life without work, uh, life without work is not life, you know. So life, or we work and living must go together.
Mm.
Uh-huh.
So it means that
Yeah, working is a part of our life.
that's right. So everyone has responsibility. Even the even sorry, even the monks as well. We also have our responsibility. As we are doing right now, is the responsibility of Buddhist monks that we have to follow the Buddha's teaching, and because we enjoy doing it,
Mm.
that's why we face all obstacles, but we don't give up, because this is what we want to help people. So this is um, the ultimate goal for doing this life. Yes, and so you talk about the four basic needs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And do you think that can we miss one of them?
Pardon?
Um, you talk about four basic needs of life: shelter, food, medicine, and clothes. Can we miss one of them, or it must go along with each other?
I think uh, it is necessary. I think we cannot live without this kind of thing nowadays. Yeah, so we can't survive without this four basic need. Yeah. So of course, with food, we this body will be able to live on. Um, it have to rely on food. Food give it energy, so that's why food and water it's need uh, is needed, and for human life.
Okay.
And clothes also, yes, of course, to protect our body, protect from heat, from mosquito, from insect, and also protect from many different kind of diseases. So that's why clothes also something needed.
Yes, I totally agree with you. Okay, so right now we have 13 oranges, and now we have very new questions, or the first question for our life today. So thank you very much for your comments and any suggestions, and please say hello to us. We would be very happy to see your like, hit the like, comment. Okay, so this question from what Putta Panja. So he asked that, do you enjoy monkhood? So it means that do you like what you are doing like as a monk?
Pardon? Could you repeat the question again?
Do you enjoy monkhood?
I'm right now pretty enjoy. I think Uh, yes, of course.
Mm. Yes, me too. I I enjoyed being monk very much. Even though at the first time I didn't know anything about Buddha's teaching. So when I was a new novice, but as the time passed by and as I'm curious more about the life, what is the meaning of life? So what do we have to, uh, what we really need for the life? But for the final answer is happiness. We all need happiness. And some audience might curious that I think monk would be very suffer. They will have no cause. And we ate only 2 meals a day. But as a monk, I can guarantee that we enjoy what we are doing, and happy is not about the outer happiness, but actually about the inner happiness. The peaceful mind is very I don't know how to express this. Actually, yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
Enjoy.
So so the second question is yeah. I a little bit confused as well, but I will ask you. Okay, he asked that. What is difference between need and desire?
Need and desire. Need and desire. Desire, some need is something necessary.
Yes.
Need. Um, Need is something that we have to use it
For example,
for
food.
life living.
For food.
Yeah. So, but for desire, it's similar to the need, but in actually in this term, desire, it doesn't mean that desire is bad, but in Buddhist term, and actually we have a negative desire and positive desire. If you have a strong desire to do something good, that is wholesome desire. But for the negative desire, could be ruin your life and
Yes.
ruin other people, and this kind of desire is not a good desire. So that's why need is something that necessary for life living. But desire actually could be fashion, or the you have the effort or energy to do something uh, in some way, maybe positive or negative. And you can define your desire later. So that's why when we talk about desire in Buddhism, we talk about the two kind of desire.
Two kinds of desires.
Yes, so we have a selfish desire and we call like selfless desire.
Selfish desire.
So
What are they?
selfish desire is cause of the suffering. Yeah. So like the Buddha mentioned about the three kind of desire which cause suffering. If you have this kind of desire, the suffering will follow. So according to the Four Noble Truth, and like the desire to have a sexual pleasure, the desire to become something, uh, the desire um, to not to be in that state. I suppose I am a teacher, but I don't want to be a teacher. That's kind of desire, also called the suffering as well. So that's why when we talk about the desire, it's about something that you you want, especially the uh, selfish desire. Mostly, you will directly take it in you. Mhm. But for the a positive desire, we call fashion, is mostly focused about others and thing in general as a whole. It's not about the individually, and it's not about the personally uh, need. Yeah. But that's kind of thing we call a wholesome desire. Yeah.
So yeah, in version there are two kinds of desire, right? Wholesome desire and unwholesome desire. And as I have heard that even the Buddha, he also has the desire, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like he want to understand the truth of suffering, the cause of suffering. This one we can call that wholesome desire. Okay, so yeah, so for desire, it's very similar to think positive and think negative. If we have positive mind, of course, everything is going to be better. In the worst place to become the better place, because it due to the way of thinking, the subconscious, our mindset, how we think, or whatever that is happening. Like an example that you give me tomorrow, like somebody lost the money and then he gains money and then he still feel that, oh, I still lost my money. So we can see that.
Yeah, okay. All right. Thank you very much for asking a very interesting question. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay.
And we hope that can answer your question here. Yeah. And thank you indeed for asking your question. Uh-huh.
Thank you much for joining with us, and so we enjoyed what we are doing, and we'll do the best to help people to get rid of suffering, to reduce the suffering, to make it better. Okay. So thank you again for your questions, and so we have new questions.
Okay. Let's go to from
From
who?
Caveman KMG. Please correct me wrong. He asked that
Uh-huh.
what is the attachment and how to detach from a beloved one.
Hmm.
I think he asked that what is the attachment instead of the detachment. So
Yeah, what is a detachment and how to detach from my beloved one?
Detach, I think to give up something, right?
Yeah. So yeah, detach is to in Buddhism we because as I said uh, earlier about maybe you have heard about the attachment is the cause of suffering.
That's
So
right.
he asked how to uh, let go of the
Beloved one.
attachment that strongly he has on his beloved.
Yes.
Yeah, of course, we have a relationship with people, especially our family, our beloved, our friends, our brother and sister, and many people around us. So that is a very interesting question about detachment. So when we talk about detachment, some people kind of confused, you know. So how can we detach when we love somebody and detach? So and actually, I want to tell you that attachment and care is not the same.
Yes.
So when we care someone, it doesn't mean that we attach, you know. So most of the like romantic love, you know, always come up with attachment expectation. When we love somebody, we always expect he or she to love us in return. So that's kind of we call love, or always with come up with a expectation.
Expectation.
So whenever love come up with expectation, that is that is attachment.
Yes.
So our feeling, our uh, love, it depends on somebody else. So that's why our feeling or whatever, it depends on that person. Like like you will see like the example like when we love someone, when we care someone or love someone, you can check yourself that love without expectation, or love because you really care or want to see that person really happy. You can check from your own feeling. Like when uh, don't that person doesn't do the thing that you want, so you feel disappointed. You feel disappointed. That's kind of thing, and you feel suffer with what he or she acts. That means you expect something in return. You don't you don't really have a feeling or goodwill want to see that person to be really happy. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is such a hard thing that every human being is facing.
Yes.
So it's very rare, actually, honestly, to love somebody, to do something with expectation. And I think if you love somebody with no expectation, it's like pure love. We love because we just want to love. We love because we want to fulfill somebody, like to make him or her better without gaining anything back. Rather than do didn't do for us, it's okay because we do it with the pure love, the pure heart.
Mhm. So yeah, so we in Buddhism we talk about love in many dimension, and actually it's not about the only love, but in Buddhism we have a very special term of talk about love.
What is that?
Called Promvihan Si, Promvihan 4. It's about the loving, about love, the concept of love in Buddhism. So it's not about the love or the feeling that want people to be happy, but it includes in four quality of love.
What are the four qualities?
The first quality of love called loving kindness.
Loving kindness.
Loving kindness is about when you have the feeling want somebody to be happy. So yeah, this kind of feeling I think exists in us. Yeah. And I think and people most of the time we focus only on on this kind of quality only, but actually there are the other three that you have to uh, uh, how to say have to go together. You cannot like pick only one. Or I have the feeling I want you to be happy. I want no. This kind of thing is like still a it's not include all the quality. So that's why uh, there are there is a second one. It's called a karuna.
Karuna.
Metta is the first one, and the second one karuna. Uh, so karuna is the feeling uh, that when you want somebody to be free from suffering, like when you see an animals or somebody are in suffer, and you have the feeling want to help him or want to help that animal to be free from that state of suffering. And that is the quality of compassion or karuna. So karuna is one. Yeah, so I think this kind of quality also exists in us.
Yes.
Yeah, of course, when you see your beloved, he or she sad, or maybe feel unhappy. uh So to be able to understand uh, he or she or share the feeling, I think that is the best way to to how to say to 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 make the situation or to relive the feeling coming up. Yeah. So that's kind of quality also important when we have a beloved. And the third one, it's about rejoins.
Rejoice.
Yeah, it rejoins in Buddhist terms called
Ubeka.
Rejoin is mudita. Mudita is to rejoin when we see somebody successful, or when somebody how to say, when somebody have a happy or have a good life or whatever. So that's why it's about how we place or deal with our emotion or our feeling with that kind of person. We cannot like have always loving kindness, because people emotion are changing all the time. So we can like use the same uh, this quality in the same situation in different situation, in different emotion. So that's why we need this kind of full quality to deal with in different emotion. So that's why the last one is coming up. It's about the ubeka. Ubeka. Ubeka is to stay equanimous.
Like not really focus on, I don't know the exact what is. So the feeling is like not uh, not really care about, but it is we are care about. I'm not so for the exact word.
So equanimously is you don't take other feeling to influence in your feeling. Otherwise, you can't help that person. You know, like when you see somebody uh, when you see somebody is angry, and you feel angry, you don't stay equanimously. You're not in the middle. You follow, or you're angry, I will angry. So you see, if you are not mindful and you're like angry with him, you don't. If you are able to stay equanimously, you will be able to see his or her feeling, and you will be able to develop your karuna or compassion to him. Oh, you are in suffer now, fire burning in you. So then now you'll be able to reduce the fire or the anger inside him, and then you will be able to develop like loving kindness for this for him. So that's why equanimously also important. So this kind of fool we cannot like leave or uh, get only one when we love somebody. Yeah. So of course when we say we love somebody, but we always make that person suffer, or maybe we suffer with with, with her, he or she, and I think if that kind of thing happen, we have to come back to ourselves and ask ourselves that what we do. We really have a good feeling, yeah, to 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 make him or her happy, and by come back and consider these four quality, metta, karuna, mudita, and ubeka, and check that all of these four quality are included in your love. So if you have this kind of quality in your love, you will be able to love without attachment.
Yeah. So overall, it deals with the mindfulness, right?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
in order
Mindfulness is the
to
key.
develop
Mindfulness is the key.
The last one, ubeka, is by meditation. So meditation coverage or everything. If we develop our mindfulness, we feel more compassionate with all living beings, even ourselves. Okay, welcome back to Monkchat Live. And in the first episodes, we have talked so many different topics. And thank you much for you coming and join with us today. We are very pleased, very happy to answer your questions. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask as usual. If we cannot answer at the present moment, we'll take it to our homework. Okay, let's see how many people we've asked. Um, Prachite, Munichito, and Noble Path. Great. Thank you very much. We are trying our best. Okay, so for the next question, I think this is very interesting question. Um, it's not easy as well to distinguish the differences between love and lust. But in Buddhism, we have this question. So how they are different. Okay, so this question from what Putta Panya. Thank you very much for your question. So he asked that what is difference between love and lust? How is different?
So love and lust are definitely different. Uh-huh. So love, I think this is a positive. Even the Buddha himself, he is a lover. He has a Buddhism is a, how to say, is a how to say, a system
Of love,
yeah, the
of loving
Buddha
kindness.
talk about love a lot. Uh-huh. and and the Buddha taught people to have a loving kindness, to love each other. But he also gave many different kind of love, which is used in different to identify in different kind of love. Uh, so like actually in Buddhism we divide or separate the love, so love with lust also sometimes people also call love, and uh, uh, like in Pali we call sineha.
Saneha.
Saneha or sineha, that is a feeling of like most of the time people say that it's love, especially for the like uh, uh, man and woman, love between man and woman, male and female. So and actually that is not about the love what the Buddha really mentioned. So that's why we have to clarify about the term in Buddhism and understand clearly what that word really means. So here it's the same thing when we talk about love, and actually it's very
Big topic.
broad and a very big word, and we have to like specific that love. What do you mean by love? Like as like what what Buddha Panya as a question that love and lust, and actually that is different. Yeah. So when we talk about love, yes, only the good good willing, only the good willing that wants somebody to be happy. But when we talk about lust, lust is about one of the defilements of the of the three defilements, lopa, tosa, and moha. So lust is in the lopa. Lopa is like a greed. Greed, or another term like, or including many different kind of defilement like raka. Raka is directly about lust. So this sexual desire. Lust is about the sexual desire. This kind of thing is defilement.
And moha is hatred, right?
Moha is about uh, delusion,
Delusion.
or ignorance, and tosa is about anger, or frustrating. Uh, so that's why lust is a negative desire or sexual desire, but love, by definition, it's a positive, only the good feeling from you. Like if you observe carefully, sexual desire oftentimes take it in. I want to be, I want to feel good. So you expect love from your beloved, and to give you good feeling, and that's kind of desire, because sexual desire, selfish desire. So which is one of the defilement that mentioned in Buddhism.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Very good question.
I think it's very interesting to be able to divide the differences between two things. So, like for example, if we have love to our parents, to our friends, to our masters, this is called love without lust. But if we expect something or like it dealing with the feeling that can be the negative one as about the lust. Okay. Yeah, it's very interesting, really. Thank you very much for what Putta Panya. So would you mind um, tell us where the Putta Panya? If would you mind, please let us know. Maybe one day, if we have a chance, we would love to visit your temple as well and learning at the same time. So we are very happy um, to have you with us today, as we are students and the learners at the same time. So if there are any questions that we cannot answer today, we'll take it to our homework. And whatever answer that it seems it's not right, please feel free to comment. And we'll take all your comments to improve ourselves and to make it more specific. And when people see and hear from it, so they can learn from us or from Buddhism or even other from other monks. Okay.
Okay, I think this is another question asked by what Buddha Panya again. It seems like he has a lot of questions. That is a good thing, and actually, I'm very appreciate with your effort. Keep asking question. So here is a very interesting question I mentioned earlier about the defilement, and he asked that what is the relationship between lust, hatred, and delusion.
What do you think about it?
I said, according to the teaching in Buddhism, uh, it is mentioned that delusion is a head of the other uh, defilement. Yeah. So delusion is we call or ignorance. So delusion here is like we don't have a consciousness, or we don't have a mindfulness.
Misunderstanding.
Delusion is simply about the when we don't see things that they are. We don't see things clearly. Like when we see a girl walking past,
So
we immediately recognize, oh, that's a beautiful girl.
it,
So the first thing that when we see a girl, we recognize, or with our perception, oh, this is a beautiful girl. So we understand that, oh, this is beautiful. And what happened next when we see a girl, eyes and form are connected, and we got a feeling, oh, feel good. Oh, I want that young girl to be my girlfriend or something. And now a greedy occur, and that is the relationship between the delusion and greed or lopa connected each other. So
Mm.
now, how about the hatred?
Hatred.
Again, when you may do something, or you're reading, or you're doing something in a quiet place, and like some people, or the noise or the sound from the construction, or whatever noise annoying, uh, the noise come and distract you, and now they, because you don't consider that, we are not aware of when the sound uh, come and contact with our ear. So then this kind of unconsciously we recognize, oh, this is a noise sound, and actually that is the sound. Sound is sound. It's not an annoying sound, but our mind automatically recognize, oh, this is noisy sound. And we immediately frustrate, angry arising in us. So that is how the delusion, because we don't see like sound is a sound, but we recognize that it's noisy sound. So that without mindfulness, we recognize, oh, this is a noisy sound. But if we mindfully consider sound is sound, it's not a noisy sound. So we will be able to stay equanimously, and the anger cannot arise in us. And that is how delusion and anger, or tosa and moha, are connected to each other. So that's why the head of all the defilements is a delusion or ignorance.
So these are the causes of suffering that are present in human being, and it, once we know it, these are the cause, we should find a way to get rid of them, as the Buddha teaching. Once you know the cause, there's always solution. Okay. Yeah. Oh. Sisbai is here with us. Hello, Sisbai. Thank you very much for your coming. Sisbai is our sister, our master, our teacher. So okay, and yeah. So how does Buddhism see work and life balance? I'm watching from Hong Kong. Hong Kong. Great to see you online. Yeah. So she asked that, how does Buddhism see work and life? So it's like how to make the work and life in order to be balanced. I think this is very wonderful concept that most people facing it. Sometimes they cannot distinguish how I work too much, or I take a rest too much, something like this. How do you think about it?
Works and life balance, and actually that is what we intend to talk about this today live, and actually, and yeah, people want to. I think everyone want to have a work life balance. So it simply mean how to work happily, or how to be happy with your work. So some people are very productive, work, but they don't. But this doesn't. But they don't seem to be happy. So, but some people uh, only like enjoy their life without like want to do work or being lazy, and that is not balance, you see. So I think work-life balance is something that's very it's something that people are looking for, especially for those who are workers, or even boss, or I think everyone. uh So work-life balance, and actually uh, in Buddhism, we provide about uh, the way how to work,
A happy life.
happily, how to work happily with, or how to say, enjoy
Enjoy.
with your work. So in Buddhism, we have one of the teaching of the Buddha talk about how can a person who work in the company or in the organization or in the workplace happily. So it is called Sankhaha Wattu 4.
Sanghavatu.
Uh, Sankhavattu 4 is about the base of sympathy, uh, or
ความเห็นอกเห็นใจ
yes, base of sympathy, or about the principle of service. Or we can say another word, virtue making for group integration and leadership. So yeah, as you know that we have to uh, we need to have a relationship with people. So first, of course, we have to balance ourselves.
Yes.
And balance with people surround us. And this is the advice by the Buddha about this 4 advice. And the first one, the Buddha gave the first tip. He said that the first one is about the generosity, giving or charity. In the workplace, and actually, we need the how to say, when we are together.
Okay.
We need to have helping each other and giving help or doing charity, and this will help in the work. People at the workplace can work harmoniously and will be able to achieve the goal. And the second one, the people in the organization or in the community need to have a kindly speech or convincing speech. So I think this is a very similar to what we have learned from the Peace in Teachers 2 about the nonviolent communication.
Yes.
I think that is the same thing, that we need to have we need a kindly speech, how to express our feeling without hurting other people. So at the workplace, of course, we have to be careful our words. Sometimes without intention, we make somebody hurt. That's kind of speed can like break the relationship down. So that's why this kind of thing, if we have a kindly speed, we can. I think this is another tips that can harmonize people in the workplace.
Yeah. Thank you very much for very interesting question and wonderful answer. Yeah, to me personally, I think working balance, we all have it indifferent. It means that people, they all have different balance in life. But the first thing that how can they be balanced? It must come from to do what you love and to love what you do. So once you enjoy your working, your future, or your goal, you don't feel tired, even though you have been working for a day or many hours a day. You don't feel tired because you enjoy what you are doing. And overall, if you are the person that you cannot find your balance in life, please come back and consider yourself. What happened to me? Where's the cause that make me didn't enjoy my work? So these are the questions that you to check it with you and think about it. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much for your question again, Sis Bite, and thank you for joining with us today. We are very appreciate your kindness. Okay. And But Putta Panya comments, uh, um, I appreciate for your Dharma talk. Both of you are the true future, the true by future for Buddhism. You are smart monk in now or in the future. Stay monkhood for keeping Buddhist value and go for benefits and happiness for many people without limitation. I'm delighted to see you, John. Done well. Take care. Thank you very much. We are trying our best, and this is one of our responsibility to help people and including ourselves to keep learning. Okay, because learning is about the long life learning. Okay. So how many people with us today? 9 people. Mm, okay, so now it's about 1 hour and 15 minutes already, and I think it comes to the end of our life today. So for the last one, do you want to give any suggestions that keep suggestions or encourage people, including the people who is working for a passion job like how to find what they want to do in the future, maybe after the coronavirus, like how to enjoy what they are doing.
Yeah, so I would say that people now uh, are not panic with I think the situation. I think being panic. I think now is
Declined.
yeah declining about the worry or anxiety, and I think the situation is getting better and better. So now the next job that we have to go through together is about the future. What we are going to, what we are going to, how are we going to continue our life, and and live our life happily. And that is another um, question that we have to, another thing that we have to work on. So I think my recommends, I think my idea about after the corona, I think this will finally pass, and it will become a new normal, or whatever situation that uh, it maybe it may change our way of living, but I think that is a good thing, and let us uh, understand more about the reality, and let us learn and how to be able to easily accept the the truth of the reality, you know. So it let us know about the impermanence of everything.
Yes.
And we don't know what's going to happen in the future. So better not to be worried whatever going to happen tomorrow, and whatever already uh, done in the past. Of course, we cannot go back and fix anything. So that's why here's and now is the best time to uh, live up yourself. Uh-huh. So to stay focused here's and now and do your job the best right now, even though whether you're in difficult difficult in this difficult time or difficult situation, I think keep focus, uh, keep focus and maintain, especially the equanimity inside you, not to be check, not to be checkable. Only stay strong inside, and everything, and you will see that everything is rising and falling. And if we don't follow when it's follow things that happen and fade away, we will be able to uh, 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 become free, or independent from this kind of phenomena that's happened. So what I advise, this kind of thing will change finally. So that's why I say it's wrong and see things as a phenomena. So as you see the rain, it is now is raining, and soon it will be sunny, and it will rain again. So it's switching all the time. But we have to act like the one who are watching this kind of phenomena that's changing, and then then we will be able to free from the all the worry, anxiety, and pain or suffering.
Okay, yeah. Thank you very much. Um, and personally very appreciate your wonderful answer. Yes. Um, there's nothing impermanent. As I said earlier, that if there is a cause, there's always the solution. Once we come back and see ourselves and think about the future and be at the present moment, we'll be able to find the solution for the next future. Okay, so finally, we would like to give you blessing. Okay. May all you be free from suffering and have a peaceful mind. อายุวันโนสุขังพลังสาธุ